What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in on another video. This right here is going to be a pretty simple and quick video. We're not doing anything in this video, just briefly summing up some updates, some plans, stuff like that. It's pretty much trying to keep you guys in a loop while I'm out here playing with the kids and stuff. So we'll go ahead and start with the first update. We did order a throttle body and it did come in, but I was not aware that the throttle body was for a Skunk 2 Pro Series intake, for the side feed or for center feed. So with our excessive, I was just thinking with it being a 90 millimeters, so it would have a bigger flange on it on the backside where it bolts up. Figured it would line up like it should, but no, I was not aware that it's just for the Pro Series style Skunk 2 intake, and I need the 5.0 style bolt pattern, which is what this excessive intake is. So I just got that shit back today. Thank God the dude that I bought it from, which I contacted him and he allowed me to return it, which, I mean, everything was brand new. Didn't get bolted up or nothing got taken out of the package. I just realized it after it had got here, because I went back to check and see how early it showed up, and it showed up like 3 days early, something like that. And when I went to go back and check on the date to see how early it showed up, I realized that it was for just the Pro Series intake. So got that shit back. Once they get me my refund, we'll be ordering the correct one. I'm probably actually gonna go ahead and order it as soon as I get done with this video. That way I got it on the way, and then I'll have my refund. But so there's that situation. So throttle body is being taken care of. As far as wastegate, I had it ordered. I got an email. Said that they're on back orders, so I'll get that at the end of this month, which I'm fine with that. I mean, it's only like 7 days, 8 days, something like that. So that should be on its way here in a few days. Started working on the fuel system with the new setup, which, for those of you that don't know, I got rid of the 2.75 FCS fuel cell up front and went with a 10-gallon in the rear because race car. And I just said race car because street car. So I'm really wanting to drive this car on the street more than just at the track and stuff like that. I want to be able to enjoy the car. I mean, I'm roughly about 17,000 into this car, and I don't want to just enjoy it for 10 seconds or less down the track, which, I mean, I'm shooting for at least low 10s, maybe a high 9, depending on how the all-wheel drive system hooks up, the tire and like that. Make sure everything hooks, and I can get my front half knocked out, then I should easily be a low 10, and that's 600 horsepower. So back to the fuel system. I started trying to find a place where I was going to put my dual external pumps. And right here's where I actually decided. So if you see right here, I got the back bumper off, got this guy mounted up. I mean, it's not going nowhere. I actually made my own little bracket. I drilled some holes right here, like right in this area, and put some rib nut inserts. Got some extra Downstar hardware, which you'll not see because the bumper will be going back over, and I'll explain that here in a minute. Made my old bracket. So I got this set up. Yes, the fuel pumps do say they flow that way. Now the reason being is I'm going to explain how I'm going to have everything routed and what my initial goal is. Hopefully everything that I have planned in my head falls through and it turns out exactly how I want it. But as far as routing wise, fuel pumps are going to be here. I'm actually really happy with this setup. So I made my braces myself, like out of scrap metal that I've had over here. And it was actually this whole bar that comes down to here, and then this comes up and then over. All of this was just one piece. What I had done is I cut it, notched it right here, cut it here. I got everything set up. I pretty much held it up here. Had that block underneath the fuel cell to hold it up in place where I want it. And then I marked my holes, drilled them, put rib nut inserts, like more Downstar hardware. Boom. Got made a little fancy. So I got the fuel cell mounted up. I mean, I'm shaking the whole car. It's not going nowhere. So yes, I did tackle this job with a flux core. Once again, I have not bought a good MIG welder. As much money as I've spent on car parts, you would have thought that I'd already have a good welder as much as I use it. I actually use it a lot more than I thought I would. But doing all this stuff by yourself and making your own brackets, doing your own fab work, it's honestly a good feeling. It brings more sentimental value to the car itself. And it just makes you appreciate your build more. So I decided to go ahead and tackle it. Not the best in the world, but honestly, with no gas, I still got to clean up a little bit of splatter. And that hole was already there. I don't remember what that was from, but I'm gonna probably end up trying to fill that in. But got that all laid down pretty good. Like I said, not bad at all with a flux core. I mean, it's this little Chicago. It's a $100 welder. Yeah, I mean, if you set your settings right, no gas is, I mean, it's all right. It'll do the job. That'll hold. That's not going to go nowhere. But when I cut it, I angled it down, welded it down there to the chassis, welded down there to the chassis, brought it up just like it, the other side, welded across here, and that's not going nowhere. I actually had this already in the back, if you remember from the 20-gallon fuel cell that we had before we went with the FCS. I already had this brace up here, and here's the other ones that I had pulled out from this half. So I made new brackets for this because this is a little bit shorter in length than what the 20-gallon was. So that's what those holes are for. But this guy's set up, ready to go. Got my -10 to -8 reducer. Got -890 female to a male, and I can swivel this wherever I want. I do have 2 -8 E85 compatible fuel filters, and they're pretty good size filters. They're the 100, yeah, I think it was 100 whatever it's called, microns or whatever. Okay, I had to double check. I kept myself off there. It is a 100 micron element. So I got 2 of those -8 inlet and outlet on both of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a fitting, or I got some -8 lines up there, fittings inside there. I got 90s, 180s, 45s, straights, all that. The whole kit that I had bought. So once again, I'll be making my own fuel lines again. So we're probably going to have this guy up, come off with a 90 to come over here, and I'll bring it around. And I'll probably mount one of the fuel filters right here, and then we're going to run the line over. So that'll be a pre-filter, and then we're going to have line come off here, come down, go into here, which I have 2 fittings. So these are both -6 right here. I've tested out and I've tried to find the correct fittings to go just a straight -8 fitting, but I can't manage to find what style, the thread pitch or whatever it was for this backside. I'm wanting to say it was a -6, but also, I mean, it looked like a -8, so it looked like a -8 O-ring style. It wasn't a flange style. But I just went ahead and ordered the reducers. or I guess you can say expanders or whatever. So it'll make these go from -6 to -8 on both sides. So the line will come into here, screw in there, fuel run through the pumps, line come here, and then I want to bring it right down through here and bring it on around, and that will go to the second filter, which will go all the way up to the front. And as of right now up here, fuel wise, like routing the lines, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to run it, unless if I was to run it across through here somewhere and use like a 180, like bring it down through here and use a 180 right there. That's a thought. Or I could bring it from right down in here, bring it up. I'm trying to keep it away from the exhaust as much as possible, but I could bring it up through here, bring it around right here. But I'm kind of thinking bring it around this way, but we'll get all that figured out and have like the feed and the return over here on this side, because the only thing that's going to be over here is the charge piping now, because of the placement of the turbo will now be back here because of the new manifold that we have. I know I'm kind of rambling on, but like I said, this is just an update video. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just explaining some updates, plans, and like I said, just keeping you guys in the loop, because I don't want to just like throw a bunch of stuff at you and y'all be like, well, what happened here and what happened here and stuff like that. So that's the plan. And then of course we still got our -6 return, which I have all my -6 feed and return lines that we were previously had on the car. So I got all that feed and then return as my return. So I'm just going to reuse what I can and all those fittings and stuff. So we'll have our fuel pressure regulator somewhere mounted over here. I may even put it back in the same spot that I had it at. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll get all that figured out. So like I said, wastegate is on back order. It'll be here about the end of the month, so about 6 to 7 days, something like that. This is another update. Got a brand new K-Pro V4 ready to go. Now I have already opened this up just to check it out, and it's all legit. Everything's there. And we got our management. The car does go, I guess it was supposed to be at the end of this month to go in for fab work, but now that my wastegate's on back order and I won't get that to the end of the month, and the whole throttle body situation. So once I get the wastegate and throttle body here, my car will be loaded up on a trailer, and I will be taking it to a local friend of mine, and he's trying to start up his own business. He's been doing some side jobs and stuff, but he wants to get out of his job that he has now, and he wants to work for himself, which is awesome for him. And with me being the person that I am, I want to support him for that. So he's going to be doing all my charge piping, my custom up pipes with the wastegate up pipe and all that. I got all that planned out. Everything is all laid out, explained to him. He knows exactly what I want, how I want it. All I gotta do is just gather my parts together and take him the car. So we got that coming up at the end of this month. Oh man, what else? Placement of the intercooler. So if you guys seen that, I'll get this block back because I had to borrow it for the fuel cell. So if you guys seen that the intercooler does stick out quite a bit out front, and I wasn't so happy with it, and I thought that was my only route that I could go, was having it out like that, because of the inlet and outlets on the intercooler, being how close it was to the alternator. So I thought, with it being as far out as I can get it, which was flush with the bottom right here, but you can kind of see the outline right across through there, and then back down here, that's where it was at. What? The battery charger. You don't ever get on the channel much. You're always inside. But anyways, so we decided to well, I say we as in me. I decided to try to mess around with a few ideas, and this is actually what I had come up with. So we're going to make some brackets right off here at the end. We, as in my buddy Nick, is going to be doing my fab work. He's going to weld me some brackets right here on the end that is going to bolt up to this guy. I'm actually going to cut here and get rid of this, and cut here as well, get rid of that. Weight plate is going bye-bye, so this guy is actually going to be floating up, and that's about how it's going to sit. So it's more tucked in, as you can tell, by a lot. I mean, you got to think this right here is sitting flush down there, so we moved it back probably a good 3.5, 4 inches. He's coming. He's coming. So we moved it back about 3.5, 4 inches. Still got some clearance, which disregard this wire that goes to the starter that runs back to the battery. So we'll get all this moved out of the way. So we still got some clearance for him to make some adjustments and run some pie cuts. I'm actually going to see if he wants to cut this and kind of shorten it to bring it back some, to give him a little bit more room to run a 90 over, and then we'll run a 90 up to the throttle body. And then this right here is just going to be very simple. It'll just come straight up over, straight to the turbo, and that'll be cake. And our plan with the up pipes, it'll come right off the turbo. It'll kind of have to come up just a tad bit to clear the wastegate where the placement will be for this guy. So it'll come up just a tad bit and then come over this way. Wastegate will come off and it will loop in. So it kind of just like a quick sketch that I showed a buddy of mine yesterday. So right here's the turbo placement. Right here's the wastegate placement. Wastegate pipe is going to come up and it's just going to merge into the exhaust side on the hood exit. And then we're going to have, sorry, I got the hiccups. So we're going to have a teardrop style at the end of the up pipe, and it will be coming out right here. So there won't be much material as far as up pipe wise, but it'll be coming from about right in here. I'm going to have it come out this guy, so it'll put it right somewhere around in here. So it's not too close to the windshield. It's in a good spot. So that's my idea. That's all that was thought up by me. I passed it all along to him, and he said that I made it simple enough, and he said he can do it. So we're going to get that done. So just a few little updates on the all-wheel drive hatch. Alright guys, I don't know how to do this YouTube thing, but that other guy, he just went inside. He's getting ready for work, so figured I'd come on here and close this video out for him. So what does he usually do? Oh, you guys gotta help with me. He said something about showing y'all this. This actually came in from Finish Line Factory. This is our bung for O2 sensor. Well, O2 sensor, the wideband sensor. So we got that in. And I guess he wanted me to show you that, but yeah. That other guy's inside and he's getting ready for work, so I'm trying to remember how he usually closes the video. I think he said something like, that'd be all for this video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. he is out. Peace. What? Bro, you said that way too fast. But I like it though. But you said it way too fast. Yeah, but can't you do like the little slow-mo thing that y'all do when you edit and stuff? Can't you make it like slow-mo like that? Just kind of slow it down where they can say it and then just keep going and just close the video out. Just call it a day. Just whatever. Alright? It'll be alright. Whatever, man. This is my video, not yours. Alright, guys. I'm out. Peace.